Hello Fallout fans. McFly back again with another Fallout 76 video. This time it's a first for the channel. I am dabbling with camp builds. I'm really excited about this one and to show you guys, but before we get started, let's have a moment of silence for the fallen camps that came before us. Okay, and on to the new camp. I didn't actually go exploring for this one. I chose the same plot mainly because I didn't want to go looking for a new water source to have here just in case. And then also on top of it, I really like it up here because almost nothing attacks you up here. I rarely have to deal with a nuisance, and when I do, it's actually a pleasant one, like the Mothman. Another thing while I was building, I don't know why, and I've never really experienced toxic people in this game before. There was two kinds of other players that would stop by. Ones that were just like, oh my god, what is he building? And then the others would just attack me, which I really couldn't understand why. Like, I'm literally up in the mountains of doing nothing out of everyone's business. But hey, maybe that's how they find fun in the game. I don't know. I also have to stop and give a huge shout out to Jug Gaming. Not like he needs it. He already knows. One of the best builders I've seen in Fallout 76 on YouTube. Really good tutorials, but definitely go check him out. I will link him in the description. Jug, if you ever see this, thank you so much for the round circular builds. I'm probably going to be incorporating it a lot in my future builds. Now, this whole idea started when I made the Terminator 76 video about a month ago when Terminator Dark Fate came out and that kind of bombed. I had to make a green screen in game so I could work out what I wanted to do visually for the video. But then it sparked an idea in me to make kind of like a soundstage or like a movie studio soundstage type. The idea just went wild from there. I've only made a few in Fallout 76, so I don't really know the ropes too well, so this was definitely a learning experience for me. So with what I've learned, I'm going to pay it forward into the next videos and they're going to get more intricate hopefully. This one, the biggest lesson I learned was camp budget. This thing had me sweating. The whole time I was building, I just kept looking up at this thing and it just kept filling up. But I got this to a point where it kind of looks what I was going for, but it's not. It just looks too dry, if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't have enough to fill it out completely. So I'm just going to leave it like this and then move forward with another camp build after this, probably relatively soon. Alright, well from the outside it's just a giant metal box basically. Before I ran out of budget, that was my main problem, so I couldn't really dress the outside. So it basically just looks like a big mystery building, which I guess kinda gives it an appeal. When you first walk in, you're greeted with the receptionist, or I guess the office, and I have a little waiting room and of course magazines to help that. Who knows if you have an audition or something? You might have to wait. Lit posters on the wall to almost be like movies that this studio has filmed, I guess. I tried to do the Unstoppables. There's like a horror one back there, something about the Mothman. And to give it a ritzy feel, I did give it those fancy lights. Just so you know, we deal with a lot of caps here, making films and such. I did try to incorporate every amenity into it somehow without actually showing it, so no stash box, just filing cabinets. And there's our degree from Vault-Tec University in film and all that logistic stuff. Yeah. And then I do have display cases right here off to the right when you walk in. I like to represent the things inside almost as like props used in past movies. So we have some Fosnot masks in there and then just some rare other headpieces. I wish I could have decorated this room more, but unfortunately with the camp budget, like I've said, I'm probably going to say that a lot. Alright, and then we follow back into the actual studio, and then off to the right there's a little shoulder. That is kind of a cop-out. That's where I put like all my building stations and all that. It's just in this little dark corner, I guess. But if you actually went through the door and took a left, then you're greeted by the soundstage. And just a side note, while I was building one of these times I did drink a Nuka Shine, and it took me to this kind of like a trapeze where you have to walk the line. over a high rise. But it was kind of ironic that I was put here because I went over to the viewing area of it, and there's these giant old style cameras, and I just can't help but wish that there was a plan out there in the world that I could just have this and put this in the build right now. Like, that would be too perfect. Bethesda, it's a little late, but I will still take it. Oh, here we are. This is the main green screen floor with your blue screen backdrop with full lighting for all your filming goodness. This would have came in handy back when I filmed that video, because the hardest part of using that outside green floor blue backdrop was waiting for the sun to get to the highest point so it didn't cast a shadow. In here you can cast your own lighting, which is really nice. But then we move to the right over here, and then this idea was for a lit soundstage to be like a sitcom would be filmed here. Almost like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, how it's almost like a house just cut in half and then they film and walk sideways the whole way. You have the front porch, the front door with the little mail thing. You walk in, just basic little living room, again because of budget constraints. And then you walk straight through there into the kitchen, and I think that's what really ties it together, because that one really just pops. I just left that corner open too, just because it looks like you'd be filming me outside from the porch. It really fit. And then it's also another entrance in, if you're VIP and you want to come in the back door. There you go. And also, because of the camp budget, I couldn't figure out how to incorporate like a little beverage station or anything. I had to put the beer crafter and the fermenter up on the catwalk in the corner. Then I popped my vending station in there, because of course after this work you gotta make some caps, right? But that's my camp build. I'm thinking about calling it Rad Studios or Rad Pictures. I think I like that better. Rad Pictures. I really wish Bethesda would up the budget. It would really help me out, because I have a feeling that the other ideas I have are going to have to be drawn back a little bit. But for my next video, because of this, I've learned I'm just going to start small, and then I'm going to start working my way up. If you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan on making plenty more camp builds, so if that's your thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more. Hit the like button too, because it really does help me out, and I'd love to know your thoughts, or even if you have any other tips that you can leave down there for me. I would really appreciate it. But until next time, guys, I'll see you out there in the wasteland.